Tell me in comment if you guys ended up buying a Hazard 4 quartz tactical watch for about $700. I have posted my review on that watch. I did like the watch. I'm going to say it. I did like it. But $700 for a quartz, little bit steep, little bit steep. When I was reviewing that watch, this is the one I wish I had had on the table as a competitive offering. I don't think I showed it. Maybe I did. I don't think I did though. The 511 quartz, Swiss movement quartz, tactical watches. I have 3 variations to discuss and show you right now in this basically 3-for-1 WRV. That's right, the 511 quartz powered tactical watches. Each one, dudes, I'm going to say it right off, excellent. Buy with confidence. These 511 watches, excellent. I'm going to show you my favorite, the 511 Field Watch 2.0. I have the FDE variation of it. Well, titanium colored case, very stiff Zulu strap and FDE or kangaroo. I think they call it kangaroo or something. This also comes in a black variation, also very excellent. We'll consider the complications, the hands, and all the sizing stuff here in a second. Let me introduce the players. Next one will be the Pathfinder. So this is a variation, and I honestly don't know where we are in the production phase of these. Are they still being produced? They are discontinued. I think the Field 2.0 is being produced still, and I think the Sentinel, this one, has been discontinued. One thing you need to know though is essentially these are all the same watch. They'll have a Ronda quartz movement, they'll have the same sizing, the same straps more or less, but a completely different face, different hands. This one is NHM. Here comes the other one. Got my 22 pug, by the way. Making me happy. Love it, love it, love it. The pug is awesome. Still on the table. Guest of honor. This is the other one. I know this one has been discontinued. It still may be available via my links below. Please use my links to support the show if you so feel compelled. The Sentinel 50133 in black. It also came in different colors. This is also NHM. Nothing fancy, hands modded. In fact, I put that super fun Stinger B decal in it when I took it apart. Damn, that's cool. That's like nose art off like an F-14, I think. That's the decal where I got it. This is a Sentinel though, so we're gonna consider all 3 because I don't know which one you'll end up with. Again, just know they're essentially the same watch. They'll have different hands. My favorite is this one. And we'll start with this one, the Field Watch 2.0. I just love this one, basically for the hands. This is not hands modded, nor does it need any modification whatsoever. Look at how broad, easy to read those hands are. Just fantastic. And before I forget, let's check out the lume on this. Only the best production values as always in the project. In other words, they're garbage. They're garbage. Now these 2 hands are painted, but the indices might show some lume right here. This is so cheesy. It's embarrassing. But if I don't do it this way, I'll forget. So you can see the lume. I don't think the lume is like phenomenal, but it's okay. It's okay. Here's a Sentinel. You can still see the hours hand. See how that's still poking through, even though it's painted? Yeah, I don't think it's super luminova, but I would probably classify the lume on these 511 tactical pieces maybe a step below Citizen, a step below Seiko. Not quite as good, but still adequate for an analog timepiece. Back to the hands, chunky stick hands in the Field Watch 2.0. I just love them. Love them. These don't have any shiny metal, so they're one of the few companies that's doing this, and this is what I'm talking about. So many times I have to mod the hands because they're shiny metal, which I detest. No apologies, I detest it. Here's an Invicta with shiny metal, and 511 goes, no, we're not doing that. It's a tactical watch, so let's make it thematic with the full Arabic marker set. So notice the markers, full numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, very field watchy. I love that too about the Field Watch 2.0. Love it, love it, love it. And then we have a perfectly done splash of color with the orange seconds hand. This one I painted, it wasn't that way, and this one is stock. Normally they're this color and they have a lume pip on them. I mean, you see when I paint a watch, what do? I make it orange. Because that movement of color just makes it so much funner. It's a second cool thing. Great way to tell if your battery's dead too, because these are quartz watches. Military time on the inner dial. We have a very steep chapter ring, as you saw with lume pips at the hour markers. It doesn't take up too much case space. Another thing I love about the Field Watch 2.0. I love that it's got big hands, big fat hands, steep chapter ring, broad effective face. You got a 511 complication here, got a negative display date, which is basically unreadable. It is. It's total crap. But the face itself, dude, really excellent. The bezel. Let's rank it 0 to 5. I bet you think I'm going to say 5. Think again. I'll say about a 2. Yeah, I got you, didn't I? On this one, we'll check these two. It's about a 2. It doesn't seem super stiff. It is unidirectional. A little bit of backlash. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I'll tell you this, though. It's sandproof. I've dove this one in the Pacific Ocean. It does have a badge, a merit badge. Have I engraved it yet? I don't think it, not yet. But this one dove very well. Very well. So, sandproof. It works. Unidirectional. With a lume pip. And good 0 to 15 markings. 30, 45 minutes. It's just the action. That's why I'm ranking it a 2. As far as the traction on it, the execution, all that's really nice. Now, you'll see in the photos, inset photos I put in, that the knurling seems to be like cocky wampus on these, and this one has it kind of too. So it's not like totally straight knurling that you'll see on your bezel rings on the 511 tactical watches, and I don't really care. Titanium colored case is not a titanium case, it's 316L stainless steel, drilled through lugs on all three of these watches. So the Field 2.0 has it, the Sentinel has it, and then the Pathfinder. I think the Pathfinder has it as well. I really like that because it just makes strap changes super easy. Albeit, I don't know why you'd ever want to get rid of this strap. These are the kind of straps I put on my watches, dudes. Super, super stiff, highest quality nylon. It's what's coming on these Field watches by 511. This is a fantastic strap. And yeah, I dove it in the Pacific Ocean and it did very, very well. Very well. Let's look at the case back. Expect a letdown. Oh, I did engrave it. Pacific Ocean tested. There you go. Screwing case back. Basic though. It's, it's bead blasted stainless steel. It's okay, I guess. It's okay. What is it? 100 meter water resistance on this? Yeah, it's okay. Nothing special. And these are 24 millimeter lugs, so you'll need a 24 millimeter strap if you're going to swap it out. Screw-in crown, 511 logo on it, crown protectors. Really, the overall presentation on this is fantastic. It looks handsome. It looks tactical. It's low-key. It has a splash of color with a 511 logo. Orange framing of the date and the seconds hand in this variation. Let me drape it across the wrist so you can see what it looks like on my 7.5 inch wrist. The sizing on this, by the way, most of these watches, 44 millimeters across, 12 millimeters in thickness, 51 lug to lug. That's the Field Watch 2.0. Here comes the Pathfinder. Same strap. Now, these hands were a little bit obnoxious to me, and they had some hollow portions on them, and so I taped them. So this is actually not paint. I said I painted them. I was wrong. That's tape because I wanted to cover up the hollow hand portion of them. But I've learned that TMPers really don't care. You guys like the shiny metal, you like the hollow hands. You differ from me a little bit in that. That's what I found out. But the rest is 511. So we have a different complication here. The 511 Swiss Cross logo here, very cool. And then we have a yellow legible date in the Sentinel. Really like, I'm sorry, the Pathfinder, this one. Yeah, I really like the splash of yellow there. And then full numeral set. Same knurling. Kind of crooked if you look at it on the side profile. Let's check this bezel out. 2.5, maybe 3 on this one. It's audible. Sandproof. I have not dove this one. Mineral crystals in these. I don't believe they're sapphire. And I don't care. I'll put a crystal protector on them like I've been seeing you guys do as well. Same case back, although this one is polished. 100 meter water resistance. And this is a Sentinel 50133. It did come in different colorations. This one is discontinued. This one is in black variation. Totally different complications. Look, so we have bold 511 up here. This is a standard coloration of the seconds hand as it came out of box. Now, the hands on the Sentinel, I will say, I don't like out of box. I think they did have shiny metal. They are very, let me say a big word, diminutive. They seem small for the watch size. And by painting them, I enlarged them as much as I could without trying to go through the time and expense of putting different hands on it, on a ronda movement. Yeah, so it turned out really well. So painted, this Sentinel is fantastic. Negative display date, framed in gray. We have a kind of a 2-tier chapter ring in the Sentinel. At least you did. And then we had applied markings. Notice that's different than these. So these are really kind of painted on, these markings, but these are 3-dimensional and applied in the Sentinel. And a completely different bezel, different markings, different knurling, different design altogether. 3 out of 5 on this bezel. 3 out of 5. Really nice markings on it though. 511 on the case on the side. I really like that, and they dispensed with it on these ones. So it's basically unbranded on the side. Polished case back. I modded this all the way back in 2019. I've had these watches for a while. Just been meaning to fit them into the content flow. Been posting too many gun reviews. Guys want gun reviews, so they get pissed when I post watch reviews. They do. 24 millimeter lugs, also drilled through, and this one comes with a very cool and functional silicone strap. Not ultimately comfortable in EDC, but great if you're doing high exertion, sweaty, or water sports stuff. This is a great strap. The whole watches, let me say this, and I'll end the review by saying this. The whole watches seem Swissy to me. These seem like Swiss watches, analog watches, even though I know they have Chinese components. So I've taken them apart, obviously. I've looked inside all these watches, and they have Ronda gold-plated movements in them. I'm not super impressed with a Ronda quartz movement. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, it's so much better than the Miyotas or the Epsons. It's not. In fact, I find the Ronda movements break down on me more than anything, because if I touch their little coil, they go kaput. I still like them. They are accurate. They don't gain too much in time. And I believe these are running 927 batteries, which is a good battery for a quartz movement. You should get about 2 years of activity out of your 511. But they do seem like Swiss watches to me in a lot of different ways. But it's rare to find ones that have these beautiful tactical colorations at the low price point. So I think this one is going to be about $170. I think for what you're getting, it's worth it. You might find this one, the Pathfinder or the Sentinel, somewhere on the secondary market. They're all recommended, dudes. They're all recommended. They're great looking watches. Obviously durable. I've been running them hard for years. This one has dove in the ocean. Competitive offerings. Well, one thing I will say about these, I wish they were automatics. If they were automatics, I would be over the moon on the 511 series of tactical watches, but they're quartz. This one is automatic, and that's why I introed with that. It is a triple CP Aurora, previously reviewed a long time ago, and this has an NH35 movement in it. Bezel, 3 out of 5. And I did hands mod this one as well. Painted the seconds hand blue. No, I didn't. That's stock, sorry. Yeah, that's a stock seconds hand. I left it unmolested. But this would be a great competitive option to this if you could find this. I think this has been batch produced and it's gone. I got this from Drop with points for guys using my links. So I had a bunch of points. I just cashed them in on this one. This is a CP7041 and automatic also. I even signed the rotor in there. See my signing of the rotor? Oh, so fun. So fun. Their Aurora is so fantastic. Other field watch competitive options. Long enough. Watch the other videos. I've covered them before. But highly recommended either the Field Watch 2.0, the Pathfinder, or the Sentinel. Worth the money. Nothing fancy.